Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? It's your favorite uncle, Uncle Barnsey. We got another episode of Citizen Sleeper for you here today. Hopefully you're having a great Saturday. Hopefully you got out and did some stuff, especially out here in Texas. The snow has thawed, mostly, if anything. It is still freezing, as you will, but hey, what can you do? Again, this is a stream, obviously, for those out there watching the stream here. Thank you for coming. But for those on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to see something else, or otherwise, just how much you love Citizen Sleeper, just how much I do. So, love the game. Let's continue, shall we? Now, last time, let's see where it picks up from the last time. Nice. Okay. Oh, wow. I just realized I can, wow, I did not realize I can do this here. Oh, wow. That's... Okay. We were able to... There we go. Last time on Citizen Sleeper Z, we were able to essentially go up the spoke, the one that's left. So that was really good to do. We unlocked essentially the next section here, where I think we can continue both the mission for Neovend, if y'all remember the AI trapped in a vending machine, as well as you can kind of see the ship here for Lem and Mina. So to go down those routes, our extractor is pretty much like, at least in the main, the general scheme of things, it's like the jack of all trades, master of none, until we kind of put some points down here. So I think what I'm going to try to do in this today's little episode is just kind of get some more of these abilities. Like, for instance, I think I want to get the Insta Karma, which we can re-roll all of our dice once per cycle. Been kind of reading online a little bit that'll be good for when you're trying to get into some of the DLC bits of this game, which we do have the first episode, like, for the Flux, as it's called. It's over there, and they say, like, make sure you have all the skills needed. What's up, Smooth Demeanor? How you doing out there? My guy. So... Otherwise, just trying to see which one we want to go down here. I kind of like instant karma over hard to kill, although, I mean, that's a total of 4 points, but I would like to at least max out on some of these. I think we can max out on engage, but, neither here nor there. So let's take a look at basically our quest here on the side. Wait for Feng to return. So we essentially, last time we took care of a rich dude, of an executive, and put his evidence all on every single screen inside of this whole station. So the whole station knows he is an evil executive, if you will, because capitalism, right? Oh yeah, man. This is I guess to at least explain, since we've been on all these episodes, Citizen Sleeper just takes place on this place called the Rim. As you can see here, we're in the center of it, but everything you see over here can be traveled to. I guess how to describe this game in a sentence, we're just role-playing in the ruins of interplanetary capitalism, as you will. This is a game by the developer Jump Over the Age. They do a really good job. There's a sequel coming out at the end of this month on the 31st. Can't wait to play that. That's also why I kind of started streaming this thing. So we got plenty. There's like a lot of endings in here, and I think some people will say what's the true ending over the other, but let me just see what we want to do here for this one. The Gimbal Lounge. Okay, cool. We can buy a spacer meal and stuff like that. Okay, so let's go back to the Rim as we kind of get going, and let's call it a day here because I have no dice. And I do see that I am about to, let me see here, I'm about to lose some of my condition. I'm not going to have essentially when I go to sleep, my condition is not stable here because um, you're probably, this is actually my character here. We're not really human. We are basically company property. Essentially, in the future, you can actually, you know, and this isn't like you put your mind or your brain in a robot's body or anything like that. Your consciousness is actually copied, and then you basically work for the company while your real life body is off doing whatever. They probably got a little big payment, but like for you, you're just a corporate slave. And our condition is always going down because, you know, the corporations don't want no one to steal our technology, so we have to take serums and stuff like that to keep our health up. It sucks. So let me go back to my apartment and let's end the cycle to begin a new day. So yeah, we lost some energy. Now it's on flickering. +3 energy. Do I need data today? I don't think so. I would like to try with this, but right now I would like to either go get some money, because we are trying to grow some mushrooms, because I know one of the cooks here, Emphas, wants some mushrooms over here, and I'm also working with someone in a bar to grow their own mushrooms, which, hey, what do you know? Looks like it's done. Tala comes to you one shift when the bar is empty, tapping you on the shoulder as you clean the bar. I also like her tattoo. Is that like a diagram? And like, I like that tattoo. That's really cool. It's ready. She's grinning from ear to ear. The droll? Obviously. She grabs you by the arm before you can ask anything else and drags you into the back room. The smell hits you immediately when you enter. A cocktail of rich fermentation and chemical sharpness. The room is warm and bright now. The newly installed lights making the place look clean, whether it is or not. Oh yeah, I told you that tattoo's dope. Tala has already been pulled up a couple of stools around a metal crate, where 2 glasses with a few fingers of pale Jarol. Jarol is I say Jarol, it could be Garol for all I know, but these are just mushroom caps, if you will. Like literal mushrooms. Inside, sit waiting. She smiles. I haven't even tried it yet. You can see she is nervous. You both sit at the makeshift table. The slight strangeness of the situation make you both jumpy. Tala hands you a glass. Cheers, she says solemnly and knocks the glass back. You do the same. The first sensation is burning, a sharp, nose-clearing blast of alcohol that has your frame querying whether you would like to activate safe mode. You gulp the drink back, and it is only then, behind the burn, that you taste the earthy tones of the mushrooms, the wood, and the soil left behind like sediment, barely there. That's strong. No, wait, that's strong, that's terrible. I'm gonna say not bad, actually. She raised an eyebrow. You sure? Honestly, it's bad. Maybe needs diluting? She swills the roll in her glass. That might work. Open it up a bit. She grabs a metal bottle from the newly instilled work surface and adds a few drops of water into the droll. Try again. This time the burn is a warming glow, harsh but fading off, and the woodiness less heavy. You taste something floral in among the marshy decay, something fresh and bright that you never expected to find. We essentially, for everyone out there, we basically made a fresh batch of like mushroom liquor, if you will. I don't know what this tastes like in real life. If anyone has ever tasted it, let me know. But yeah, made mushroom liquor. Both you and Tala meet eyes. It's really good, right? It is. She grins with her whole face, and that makes you smile too. Tala pours out some more droll and then adds some more water. The action's already taking on the quality of a ritual. You both drink. Brother, ooh. Nah, you gotta, hey, how they describe it in this game, I wish one of the developers were here. I'd be like, have you ever had a mushroom liquor before? But yeah, you can't knock it until you try it. There's so much liquor out there. There's like cotton candy liquor, if you will. I mean, this is just what they have available on the Rim for all we know, so hey. Tala tucks her feet up beneath her on the stool, folding her legs. She looks down into her glass and swirls the liquid thoughtfully. What's on your mind? She looks up at nothing in particular. My father opened this place, you know, she says out of nowhere, a thought suddenly becoming words. It was his attempt at making a life for us and for my family when we got to the Eye. There's also the other name of the Rim here. Your family? My father, my mother, my little brother. She takes a drink. They aren't around now. I'm sorry. That's okay. My parents had long lives and my brother is somewhere in the Starward Belt. Ran off with a salvage crew. She puts her glass down. He's alive as far as I know. I was just thinking about something my father told me. When he first set this place up, he wanted to call it the Bentayan. But he was afraid it'd scare off the customers, so he kind of translated it. Hence, the Overlook. And these past few cycles, when I've been here, I've been thinking that I should rename the place. She looks at you. The Bentayan. What do you think? What does it mean? Dad said he translated it to Overlook, so maybe, so something like that? Watchtower, maybe? Lookout? She picks up her glass. That settles it then. To the Bentayan. You both clink your glasses and drink up. Still harsh, she laughs, then suddenly grabs your shoulder. Oh, sleeper. That's what they kind of call our kind, if you will. I totally forgot. She stumbles to her feet. She lurches over to a corner of the room, covered with a plastic sheet, and whips it off like a magician performing a trick. Beneath it is a neat little kitchen, a sink, a work surface, and a compact oven with a hob. Your kitchen. She doesn't give you time to respond. You can come make stuff here anytime, as long as you promise not to raid the mushroom farm. I need those for the Droll. I was thinking too that if things pick up, we can start serving proper food at the Bantayan. She laughs. Do you like it? It's perfect. She gives you a hug and quickly stands back. I'm sorry, I'm so glad you're here. She grins. Me too. As Tala tidies away the glasses, you inspect the kitchen, checking that it all works. It's small and salvaged, but after what you've had to put up with, it feels like a dream come true. Later, when she's done for the day, Tala comes back through to the bar, and you share a glass of the good Jarol, the one she didn't distill. And this time, you talk about nothing in particular, sharing stories about regulars or discussing the best place to eat on the eye, which, after everything that has happened, feels like a nice change of pace. When it comes to time to leave, you promise to cook for Tala and agree to let her know which shift she'll be working in the coming cycles, and then slip out into the cool of the rotunda. And in this moment, you feel, for once, at home. And I got an upgrade point, which I'm going to, well, obviously we can't really buy anything for a point here. We'll probably save for Insta Karma so we can re-roll. That's good. Oh, Feng, cool. Feng is done. Whatever he's doing over there. That's the offices. And now we can cook Matsutake caps. The Matsutake require a softer touch. You've learned to thinly slice and lightly fry them to keep their flavor. And cooked Jarol caps. You haven't exactly mastered the art of cooking mushrooms, but a couple of handfuls of fried Jarols always beats expired rations. Good. So we have a bar shift, which will give us money. Okay, so basically this is where I can cook my mushrooms, but I can't. I thought I could actually make the mushrooms here, but as he said, we have to go get those. Okay, I got some money. I'll take it. So we do have a thing to grow some mushrooms, which I do kind of want to go and do. Getting those mushrooms is going to help us get money, which will help us get syringes and stuff. But let's continue the story with Feng. I wonder what happens to people that are allergic to mushrooms. They're everywhere. You know, in this world, I guess it's basically just don't go and drink the mushroom liquor or get the mushroom food. Speaking of mushroom food, actually, no, I don't need it yet. But let's do Fang's story. But that is a good take. What if they're allergic to mushrooms? Well, I guess you ain't eating here. Feng grins at you at the bay as the bay door slides open. Above, and the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened. They speak in hushed tones and organize endless meeting after endless meeting. Havnage have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Feng is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. So this is who I worked with previously, for all those that don't know, to go after after capitalism. We went after an executive, so this is like the after effects. That was the slickest operation this station has seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And he smiles. I got to watch through the cameras as the Havenish security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. Feng smiled. One of them straight up just whacked Harden with their pistol. It was beautiful. They have him? He's being held, yeah. He looks around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway. Get them to back off. Maybe they'll exile him when they are done. or hand him over to some core authority. Now, I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit, he shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. As he points to the ceiling, the people upstairs weren't so happy though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end, they'll agree that outing Hardin was worth it, whatever the methods. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, and it was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlin and Havenich installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Hardin's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes his shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Anyway, he raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come here for a lecture. My tracker. I haven't forgotten. He produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNARP where you are. It transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it'll edit that data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? That's perfect. Now I won't have the corpos on my back. Just slotted already. You take the drive and hold it in your hand, then you close your eyes and open up your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were ever there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it is done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Feng a little nervously. Free. He smiles widely. Well, you are free, sleeper. He claps you on the shoulder. Feng lets the word free hang in the air a little bit before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Feng wraps his arms around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. He laughs and you join him, and later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. It feels in that moment like something eternal. That doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or that it will never change, fade, or decay. It simply means that in this moment, this place has a future, and it is one that you know, deeply and truly, is worth protecting. Hey, so we got the tracker off. We have an upgrade point. Let's put that in instant karma. Oop. There we go. I think after that, this takes 3 points, so a +2. I'm thinking of either going on engineer or into it. Either way, I have 3 options here, but I definitely like that instant karma ability that we got now. So if I don't like these 3, I can just re-roll right now, but we won't do that. I do need some money. I have no data. I think we are free to like hack as much as we want. I will take this though. Oh yeah, we can hack as much as we want now, which is good. Got a little bit of data here, so I will sell it. I love me some money. That's the empty, oh yeah, this is where we start off in our empty container. Love that. Now let me sell this data. I don't need it. Oh wait, that's the wrong place to sell it. They want Yadigan data. I think that is over here. That's her office. We can go down her path. That's a, I feel like that was an ending. I don't recall. I could get 24 cryo. Nice. Oh, here it is. There we go. Like having some money on hand. I don't know if I want to go down her story yet. I want to go to... Let's go to the other side. Let's go to the Greenway. We got farm stacks, mushroom grows. Here we go. So this is where I can forage for fungus. So this is how I can get Gerol caps for, who was it for? Yeah, grow mushrooms. Bring him some Gerol caps. I think I need 3 for him. But this is where I can go. I can collect some spores. I don't need spores though. Let's clear the aviary. This is what I want to work on. There we go, halfway done. Love it. Okay, that's the Haifa commune. I think there's an ending tied to the Haifa commune here. I have not gone down that, even personally. The waste, and then this is where the flux is. This is like a DLC mission, but I need to bring mushrooms for this one. Let me see. The first of 3 episodic updates telling the story. I think we can even do this after we complete the game too, from what I saw online, because you can just reload and come back too. So all 3 episodes, Flux, Refuge, and Purge, are now available. Completing the supply Gerol's action will begin the episode, but beware that it is intended for late game play. Yeah, I don't want to do it just yet. Nothing over here. Okay. I wish I can sleep over here, but I cannot. Gotta go back home to the apartment. I think it costs like 80. I think 80 cryo to get my condition back up. I think I'll only do it after I get down to 3. I'm gonna need all 5. So this is for energy, don't need it. Well, that's a 1. Actually, it's a 1. If that means I can... Yep. And I got some cryo out of that. This is just easy ways to get some money. So Yadigan data can be brought to this side. Here we go. I play both sides, as long as you give me some money. Oh, and the Yadigan is basically like the Black Panther Party, in a sense. Like they basically just help out the community and stuff, because there are no cops and stuff like that here on the Eye. Ooh. You have scrap. Scrap, I can help fix my condition. That is true. I can also unload containers for 15 cryo a piece, which can get me a syringe if I just do one of those. I don't think we need money right now for a syringe, but we can kind of complete some things first. So let's do the aviary. Let's complete this bad boy. Please no negative. I'll take it. Nice. I do like the fact that we just play this game by dice, and if I remember correctly, before the sequel coming out, it looks like you're gonna also like not just be in one station. It looks like we can get to travel to other places too, so I'm really excited to stream that thing when that comes out. So leave, and now we can germinate. Oh, I get some spores. There we go. And that's what the spores are for, which is perfect. And we're gonna call it a day here. And let's go get some food, because that'll refill our energy. Where's he at? Ah, our boy Emphas. Plus that 20% discount I got on all things, anything like requiring money, love to see it. It's okay, full energy. The only thing I don't have to my name is a syringe, which is okay. Whoops, didn't mean to go that far. And the cycle. I do have some of those, the main storylines kind of like locked up to begin whenever we start down those paths. Okay, ooh, I do not like this roll. I'll take it. And that reroll is nice, I'll say that much. I think today I'm gonna try to get some money. That's what I really need to do. I need at least some money. So what is this? An imprinted ship mind. Yeah, that's for his mission. Okay. I think this is the bar shift. This will take some energy, but I just need some bread. Please and thank you. Probably one more. I'll take it. How much is a syringe? It is 64 now. I thought it was 80 something. Perfect. Or a stabilizer, as we call it. There. Got a stabilizer. We'll take that. I think we can go one more day without it. Now let's finish up the mushrooms here. It's gonna help us out a little bit. I need 2 more. Okay. This is gonna be 2 successes then. Yeah, he needs cabs. I need a spore. I didn't mean to do that one. That's fine. 2 spores. Hey. Come on now. All right. So now we gotta wait. How many cycles is that? 4? 4 cycles to get some mushrooms. Okay. I got no issue with that. Look at us. We're growing mushrooms on a space station. Yeah, let's just go through another cycle. I think this will... I'll still have 4. Yeah, we can go one more day. Do I want to try to get more energy with that? Because that is free. Let me see with that 2. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. We'll do the stabilizer probably at the end of this cycle, because that's when we go down to 3, which is perfect. Like to time that right. We have to wait for mushroom. Oh no, wait. Let's we can also complete the other dude's task here by getting some more fungus. I think he needs like 3 or 4. I forget. I kind of want a success. I want to guarantee success, but I'll roll the dice. Oh, just got energy out of it? I will take that, but now I want some caps. Please and thank you. Okay. I think he needs... I'm gonna double check before I roll this one, because this is a guaranteed success. I forgot to check in with them. I have 2 caps. How many does he need? Where's he at? Oh, Emphas. There he is. He needs 3. Okay, cool. We can hopefully complete his storyline. I don't recall if this completes it or not, but that's okay. Give me a cap, please. Perfect. Perfect. Don't know if y'all got snow out there these past few days, but yeah. It was enough to like make some snowballs outside, or snowmen. Saw those out. But otherwise, just cold. Just 20s. That's crazy. As someone in the South. I know that's different for people up in like the Midwest or up in the Northeast or East Coast, if you will. What was I doing? Oh, Emphas. Emphas is a stall. He wants 3 of these. Nice. Okay, cool. And that will make... Okay, 3 cycles for him. Great. So... we got him these. So I think we're going to get a point here. Germinate spores and let them grow. That's another point to be had. Let me see. If we get 2 points... keep 2 dice even when condition is breaking. That's interesting. I'm trying to think. There was only one time where I had breaking condition, and that was like at the beginning of this game. for these episodes. That was like in episode 1. Which I had to use a point to fix that too, which I hate. So I think I'll go maybe +2 in either Intuit or Engage. Maybe Engineer. I'm not too sure. Maybe Engineer. That'll actually help. So let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 10 points if you want to like max out all of this. But okay, I don't think we'll be able to get all of those. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to track Ashton too. That means I can hoard money because she's supposed to pay me $200 or 200 cryo to find him. This is the DLC. These are working there. That's working. I think there's just work for Rabia. Spend time as a Yagan enforcer and volunteer at the commune, which I mean, hey, these are all points to be had. And I don't think there's a time limit, obviously, until you start some main quest lines and stuff like that, so let's go to the next day. Oh, now we're down to 3. Okay, I can do it after today. I don't mind these 3. No, I won't use it for energy. You got 2 more cycles for him. I got 22 cryo to my name. Of course, the music's gorgeous in this game too. Timbre Tea House. Can get either -13 or +24, and that's the positive to the negative. I think I forgot what neutral does for that. Okay. Growing mushrooms, I think. Got like 2 more cycles until those mushrooms are grown. 2 more cycles here. And then we were trying to find a dude out here, so why not? Tracking Ashton. Minus condition or energy. I think we can risk condition because we have a stabilizer on us. So let's look for tracks. Okay. These are guaranteed positive outcomes though. That's what I'm talking about. Ankita, the stranded mercenary. So this is her storyline. The trail ahead extends deep into the overgrown section of the Greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the Greenway becomes a shattered landscape of the waste, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axes by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae. Flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen, brackish tide. This is where Ashton is hiding. You're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm. Call Ankita or go alone? I'm just gonna call her up. I got no reason. You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with a static. After a few moments, you hear Ankita. Sleeper? Have you located the target? A doubt enters your mind. How can you be sure he is there? No, hold, or yes, come now. Copy. Hold tight until I get there. Static cuts out, the channel's dead. I think he's here. I'm just gonna go with it. You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead the star wheels with the motion of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it's a wilderness. A strange overgrown biosphere, bordered by the void of space. You smile despite everything. It seems like an improvement. Sleeper? Ankita's hiss brings you out of your reverie. He in the collapsed stack? I think so. She gives you a look. You better be right. Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure. She glances across the landscape. Let's keep to the undergrowth. Work our way around. She heads off towards the central spine of the Greenway, with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall, but it's so concealed that you can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go. Ankita works her way through dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up. Up ahead there is a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae. You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green. Ankita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge.
The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green. Then you see the sleeper. In a faint circle of light, descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them, on one of the mossy islands, there is an object, a cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on the object. That's Amber's ship mine, she says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder. Wait. You turn to Ankita to speak, but she is already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact. I keep forgetting that she has armor and stuff on, and she has a really good design. Hopefully hopefully we bring characters like her back in the second game. Ooh, the shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper. Shit. You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and connects a hand around the thick connection between the ship mine and the sleeper. What is she doing? Better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head. She screams at the walled tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. Stay silent. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out, I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid for God's sake. He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head. Oh, that has to be the sleeper. Oh, the ship mine is attached to this sleeper. Is he like in love with the sleeper? Disgraced mercenary. I'm in love with the sleeper. Drop the gun, Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence. What are you up to here, Ashton, you sicko? She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head. You ripped my ship mine for what? Some freakish experiment? Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of. Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed the ship mine. You have to understand, they would have died without it. What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mine and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now. She tightens her grip on the connection. Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity. That's why I never asked for it. For your help. You only look after yourself. He nods at you. That sleeper up there? They are just bait, right? To draw me out? She sucks in a breath. Are you trying to give me more reason to shoot you? I love them, Ankita. Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper. I loved them and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that. He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly inching forward. Don't do that, Ashton. She snarls. Don't do that. Ooh. In love with their robot friend? I mean, they still, like, a sleeper has their own mind you, so, like, as we do. Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way, he inches closer. Please. I can't let you take it, Ashton. Ankita hardens her stare. You stole it from me. You left me for dead. She shakes her head. You think I'm going to trust you after all that? I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive. Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now. Of Ankita. I'm going to take them now, Ankita. He raises a hand. I'm going to take the ship mine and go. She loosens her grips on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now. Stop, Ashton. She lowers the gun a little. Stop. Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of moment, a struggle, a shot, another, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly. Drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There is no sign of life, of humanity. They are just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around, living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. She begins to say something that might be, sorry, but you are already gone. Dang. That's how it is, girl? Dang. At least give me my money.
No feelings lost. Probably have to go a cycle though. That was crazy. I actually don't recall how I got rid of it the last time that happened for me. It's been a while since I last played this game. I do need some energy. I think I will go and buy from his stall if I can. Nope, I cannot right now. Alright, so I'm just have to go tonight. Oh, this doesn't matter. I'll sleep here. There we go, full health, end the cycle. I'm gonna have no energy the next day, but it be like that. It really be like that. Okay. I don't like the hand given to me. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I think our mushroom should be grown. One more day for him. We will put these dice into some aspects of the story. We'll go back up the spoke in a second, but hell, I might even go down the damn, the other side paths, get some more. Okay, I need one more day. That sucks. The ambergris, damaged cutter. What's this? Ankita is away. She's docked here at a rickety, but she's sealed up. A note says, "Sleeper, stay. I'll be ready soon." Okay. 2 days. Okay. So I'm just waiting. Let's go and work with the Haifa commune. Oh, they both do the same thing. Nice. Work the canteen. I don't know. Work the grow beds. I think... Which one was it? Hang on a second. Was it engage or was it endure? Let me see. Oops. It is sunbathe, that. Ah, chance to gain energy after any engage action. Good, because I will take the free energy if they come right here. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Upgrade points. So we got 1. I will... Ooh, I don't know if we want the condition is breaking or Agent Knows gives double data rewards. I don't know if we want that. Or if we want... I think we're just going to go and... I think I might do Engineer or Intuit, like I said before. So, hopefully. Rico, the commune, both the botanist, Haifa dorm. Oh. Essentially, I can sleep here. Okay. Get some energy. Okay. That's fine. Let's see what this one is. Ah, Rico. You head down into the Haifa compound, following a blue painted line that is labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they'd asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dappled light. "Welcome to my sanctuary," she smiles. "Come, let's talk," and she beckons you closer. What is this place? Here? These were processing centers for the agriculture of the old corporate station. She offers a hand to shake. "I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa." What is Haifa? She looks surprised. "You've been working in the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more." She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. "Haifa lives off the land of the Greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here. We feed each other. We work for each other." Rico walks away from the bench and waves for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. "All this," she says, gesturing at the overgrowth, "it's a kind of miracle." She looks at you with bright eyes. "What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they are abandoned?" I will say they die? Eventually, yes. They cannot live without intervention. She leads you left at a crossroads. But here, they endured.
She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they are taking control of this place. She continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchwork in the surface with gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlen himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agricultural systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch, but we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet too, a rarity on the Eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers on the shiny, broad leaves of shrubs. How? That is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks close to the gap, who need input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed to manage something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plants, or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps their collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Me? Yes, you. She sits on a railing. These halls are run deep, Sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of the walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the grooves deep in the Greenway. Haifa won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You sleepers are hardy beings. I know that much, and you can speak to the Eye, uncover its secrets in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I will try. Thank you, she smiles, and thank you for listening. She leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. She's a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time and few come through. She settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made, and you follow the blue line back out of the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible, magical green. There we go. Got a new drive. Help her experiments. I do that. As long as you give me points. She wants spores? Okay. I mean, the spores will come from the mushroom groves here. Can we get... Ooh, we can get 2 spores. There we go. At least complete this one for the day. Oh, no. I need 3. Okay, I need 1 more. 1 more, but I don't have any more dice. Okay, well... Oh, actually, wait. I don't have to leave from over here. But I need to check on Emphis and his stall. Let's see if he's done with his cooking over there. Where is he at? Oh, he still has a day. Okay, let's wait a day. I like the dice I am given today. Hey, my boy Emphis. Emphis is preparing the Droll caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you have never seen before, and he is slicing it finely. Also, this is like the guy that can cook the best meals ever. Like, he got the walk on the shoulder and everything, man. Like, this man can cook.
Hell, I had to tell him a story to just pay for my food, which I'm fine with.
He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb in the oil. They caramelize there in that well-warmed crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, sleeper, he smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, and maybe you will feel better for telling it. Recall your oldest memories, or tell another sleeper story. I will do the oldest memories. You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable, or perhaps it is a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory, which despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, it always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphas nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Emphas finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok to one side. I appreciate you sharing with me, he smiles. I hope it lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the drolls into it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce in whirls and blooms. Eat. The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It is a small mercy, you think, that S and ARP left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it, to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power. So much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back into the bright market, somehow changed. Ooh, full. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think he has anything else, except for ordering fungus. Wait, spice fungus is one of the few. Oh yeah, that's his stuff. And a matsutake broth. It's the matsutake. I think we get that from growing the stuff, actually. I think I can cook them. Okay, that's good. And nothing else over here. Okay, let's go across. Oh, I forgot about that storyline too. And what was all this stuff again? I can get money. I can get random items. Just put like a few here. That's what I'm talking about. Give me some money. I will take that. I forgot what this was. Oh, I can sell a ship mine. I can export. Okay, so that's money. And I can buy a ship mine core for $240. Okay. So we have the farm stacks for her research. Her research. Ugh. Do we have mushrooms? 2 random rare mushrooms and Girol caps. Okay. I will need some spores. I would like to grow more, please. I need... Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I get it. I'll take it though. Hey, so we got some Matsutake caps, a rare delicacy, and we have some club head caps. So this is gonna be needed for the flux, but we're not gonna start that yet because that is a timed thing. Okay, so we have a dorm over here. I got one more day on that one. What else am I waiting on? Okay, we'll do that. Get to know him. Bring Emphis Matsutake caps. I have that now. Harvest the mushrooms. Oh, I guess we got to get all three. Collect spores for Rico. Oh, I do have spores. Perfect. And working for her, which is fine. I think we can actually work on all of these storylines, and then by the time you get to the final act, it's just a matter of choosing which one you want to kind of complete. Obviously, you can't complete everything at once for different endings. So how much does she need? Oh, wow, you get energy for this one? Wow. Steal the harvest, get money, and we barter for food. Okay. So... wait, where's she at? Here we go, the labs. She needs... oh, yeah, she needs one more spore. There we go. Oh, got a cutscene. Nice. Sleeper, Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves, but I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricholoma matsutake. Rika breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it were nothing. A species Solheim somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console, showing a chemical composition, all gradiated bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified matsutake spores. Am I modified? Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course, but that's not the point. She brings up another panel, identical in layout, but with wildly different numbers and colors. You see, this is what your Matsutake spores look like. I don't understand. Look at the composition. They are totally different. She glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves have and still are affecting them. Do they still grow? Exactly. That's exactly what I wondered. She moves to another desk where two trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it, the pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake like rotting, sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stalks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. She winks. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. She looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she is enjoying this. So here is our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab. But gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from one of these spores so we can track it, understand it, and understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Actually, I already started. She looks impressed. Well, an eager mycologist. I'd never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in the aviary? I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the grove. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions, their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself, or being modified, whichever the case may be. Riko pops the matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Okay. I have some mushrooms here. Yep. You want Girol samples? I don't have those. That's what I don't have. I do have the matsutake, but let me go bring that back to the old dude, to Emphis, and and we'll come back here. Actually, where's the Avery? Do you have everything you need? Okay, good. I can't pluck anymore. I wasted a dice on something. So let me see what we got here. Where's he at? I always pass up Memphis every single time. Okay. Looks like Caster's table is done. Here we go. He needs Matsutake caps. Nice. Okay, so he's doing his thing now. I would say we go to sleep or take a rest and we come back the next day with all our dice. I can keep the 1. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So he's doing his thing there. Actually, she should be done over here. I probably shouldn't have brought Ankita to the place beforehand, but it is what it is. Let's finish up this storyline. You spot Ankita on the track to the farm stack. She has a box on her shoulder and is working her way down the slope. She sees you as she approaches. Neither of you speak for a moment. She looks tired, pale. Her hair is tangled and clumps of dirt cling to her armor. You both eye each other. Ankita? She holds up her hand. Sleeper? I'm sorry for what happened. Truly I am. She looks down. I am sorry you ended up in the middle of this, when all you have shown me is kindness. She rubs her face. I'm sorry. It's okay. She nods, then looks up to the stars. I've never... She stops herself. Thank you. What's up, what's up? What's up, family? Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Ankita shifts the weight of the box on her shoulder. I've been preparing for... She grimaces. Look, she sighs. Can you come with me? It's easier if... Lead on. We know where you're going. Ankita leads on down the dirt path between the pillars. There is a wind passing through the greenway, a quirk of the air currents. The biosphere maintained, and it ruffles the leaves softly. The sound makes the silence more obvious, more complete. You try not to think of the last time you were here. You have been trying not to think of it for the past few cycles. The image of the sleeper, sprawled, twisted open, connected to the ship mine, has been hard to forget. You realize Ankita is leading you back there, back into the drum at the center of the stack. You pause, trembling a little at the threshold. She turns. What are you doing? She looks at you with empty eyes. What needs to be done? You stand on the threshold and look up at the tanks, green and wet, some glowing with flickering grow lamps. You look down at Ankita, suddenly so small into this hulking ruin, the smallest she has ever looked. She places the box down. Let's follow her in. You follow Ankita into the stack through a low tank, entering the drum at a ground level. It is just as beautiful as you remember, but it barely touches you. Instead, you check the apertures of the tanks for the glint of a weapon or a shadow among the moss. Ankita stops and you look down. The mossy island at the center of the tank is clear now, the equipment cleared away. In its place is a mound of dirt, loosely covered with moss. Ashton's rifle stands straight, half buried in the dirt at the grave's head. I buried them together, Ankita says without turning. You both stand there in silence for a little while. You think of questions you could ask, but about Ashton, about the sleeper. Was the sleeper dead? She takes a moment to respond, and for a moment you think she won't, but then the words come gushing out. Their body was long dead. That much was obvious. After you left, I checked them, but there was nothing. No signal, no function. The ship mine was the same. Dead. I don't know if Ashton's plan would have worked. He seemed desperate, but that doesn't mean it wasn't. She pauses, unsure of how to continue. I don't think he was lying, but you have to understand. I've had crew members double cross me, undercut me, rat me out. That's the business. He wasn't a good person. None of us in this job are. And this is how we die. Alone. I'm sorry they had to die too. She stops, not sure of what to add. It seems like she is reaching for something, but she can't quite get there. You feel that gap between you, and as you do it widens, the water drips, the moss trembles. You both stand in silence for a while longer. You both feel it. Life creeping back in. The silence ending. Ankita shifts her weight and then starts to walk out. You follow her, suddenly eager to be back out in the open space of the greenway, to be away from this place forever. You stand outside and breathe the fresh air. You stare at the green leaves and the stars wheeling above them. "That's it," says Nkita from somewhere behind you. You try to think of something to say, but can't. Nkita puts a hand on your shoulder. You turn back to her. "At least take this." She forces a handful of cryo chits into your hand. "It's what I owe." She looks at you desperately. You look down at the metal bars. Ugly little things, you'd think. I know what y'all are thinking. We shouldn't take this money, but I'm taking that bank. You take the chits and turn without saying a word. You continue up the track and she does not follow. As you walk up the rise, the wind picks up and the leaves shudder. You walk fast, trying to outpace your anger. The chits are heavy in your pockets. You hate them for reminding you how little a life is worth. I'm gonna take the money. That was kind of like a bad end for that path. I think there is a good end, though. It is what it is, though. I'm going to put one in engineer. Oh no, that needs 3 points. Do I want something in hard to kill? Nah, we can wait. Let's wait at least. Where is the Avery? Here it is. You get 1 Gerol cap, or you get 2, and you get 2. I don't know if I want to put that one. Let me put a 4. 2 random mushrooms. We got clubhead caps, Gerol caps, and Matsutake caps. Okay. Ooh, another point. Okay, so we got 3 points now. And I'm gonna go engineer. So we have a +2 in engineer, so any engineering stuff that pops up, we'll have a +3. Let's see. What does she want again? She wants a Matsutake sample. And a Gerol. Strange unidentified club-shaped fruiting bodies. We'll hold on to those. I got $264. Okay, so we got forage for fungus. We don't need that. We could. Let's get 2 spores. Actually, is it already set to take the spores again? Yeah, 3 spores. I just need 1 success. Actually, let's use a 5. Because we get the +1. Okay, that's 2 spores. And we can grow this out. If it needs 3, why can't I just put all 3 in? Come on. Ugh, I swear. Okay, cool. So now we gotta wait for those mushrooms. That'll take 4 cycles. And what else do I have? Clubhead shapes. I have the ship mind. I could... What else do we have? The flotilla aid that requires mushrooms, which we're not ready for that. I thought I already brought him those caps. Yeah, I did. Grow mushrooms and work for her. So we can kind of go work on that storyline now then. I got a lot of money now. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. What else we need here? We have a ascender car that goes up. I think that's just a work. Here we go. Let's go do her stuff. Engaging. We can get scrap components, which is not bad. I will actually go for that. I'm not sure about putting a 1 in there though. Nice. There we go. I can get some scraps. That's actually not bad at all. That could actually help stave off that for a little bit. I don't want to take a -1 on condition. I will take the chance right here. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. So we have some scrap. That means I can improve my condition before we go to sleep. There we go. I will put another one. And the cycle. kind of basically just doing some side missions today, kind of catching up. Love it. Okay. I don't like this hand. There we go. Man, that reroll, that comes in hand, I'm telling you. Okay, so he's almost done. He'll be done in like 1. Because I can't get anything from him in the meantime. I don't need... I could buy myself a stabilizer too ahead of time. While I have this money. Or I'm just gonna bank it for now. Let me see what she got going on. She has... If I remember correctly, you can just do shifts here. I will do one of those. Actually, no. Turn that to a 5. Nice, and I got some energy out of it. I'll take that. Okay, well... What else do we have? I think we're just waiting. Oh, we can wait. Yeah. I did like to get some cash. Actually, I will go ahead and buy a stabilizer. You just kind of never know. You never know. You never know when you'll need it. Okay, so let's go work this side mission stuff. Scrap component. I love me some scrap components. Ooh, got some energy too. You might as well just keep going on this one. Nice. Ooh, 3 scrap. Ooh, got a little cutscene. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping? Yeah, wow. Chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor, away from the main thoroughfares, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with a suit sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabin's voice crackles through. I have seen you with the Yadigan members. Are they holding you captive now too? A high whine. I am sorry if I have dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang, some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I have located most of their properties. At the right time. A pause. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts out. You stare at the recorder, processing what you have just heard. Hearing Sabin's voice again opens up something inside of you. An SNARP employee. Do they know what I know? Oh, do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out of the low end. Yeah, she was a former SNARP employee, but I don't think she doesn't have it out for you. I don't think so. Yeah, we can take a cycle. Actually, I will. Actually, no, leave the scraps. You never know. We may need scraps. Okay. I have 2 1s. I can get rid of those 1s. I know how to. Let me see. Yadigan agents. There we go. I love that we the hunter right now currently is in like a how did we leave him last time? He's basically looking at himself and denying himself. He's in like a loop and he can't get out of it right now until we go with the story on that one. There we go. Ooh, Emphas has his stuff. Let me go and sell some Yadigan data just to get some money. Yep, I will take the 10, thank you. Alright, let's see what Emphas has to say after his little bit. Emphas is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. These are good, Sleeper. Very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Minji for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. You know Minji? Looks up from cutting with a smile. Everyone knows Minji. Emphys slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle, he smiles. You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story. Okay, good. This story is important to me. He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Emphys runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. So that's like these little bits right here on his shoulder. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment bids. Strong people in even stronger suits, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up. From company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and the failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones, bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out, to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. And that, right there, sucks. Can you imagine just being like having all of this type of like stuff done on your body? And then the company's like, well, our tech is bad. Go home and make it work with what you have. That's some shit. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there was only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphys reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It is ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was Conway's crime, and you know better than most what we went through. It is enough that you are here to listen. Emphys pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphys busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. For him, not the military. So in this case, Conway is a corporation. I believe they are a think of them as like a mining corporation, and essentially they hired people to help go and mine and move heavy equipment and stuff like that. That was a joke. Hey, I just saw I saw the thing on the side. But yeah, you might as well be military though. Shoot. Oh, that just sucked though. And then you have to live with like the phantom pain afterward though. Psh. But I get you on that one. Let me see. Drinking, and he busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. He quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. That's my boy. That's my road dog right there. I mean, look, he got the ingredients on his back right here off the shoulder. Like, come on, you gotta trust a man like that. You know he can cook. It is not that there is nothing to say. It is that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Emphys taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before.
Bam. And I believe that is the end of Emphasis' storyline. Yep. Now it's just getting fungus from him, or basically like a fungus dish. We got 238 cryo. The only thing left that we have now is the DLC, which I'm gonna wait till we get towards the end of the game. Growing mushrooms. And then working for Rabia. Okay. Let me check on those mushrooms real quick. Okay, 2 days, 2 cycles. And I will now go down Rabia's office. So that's energy, that's scrap components. I'm always going for scrap components. Give me the scrap. Give me the scrap. Okay. And another day. Oh shoot, I missed that one. Let me see. I don't want to have to use this, the stabilizer yet. There we go. Alright, we'll get it back after this. Let me see. I do want a guaranteed... Oops, did not mean to do that. Guaranteed energy. Or not energy, but scrap components so we can get some back. Let's get some energy back. Perfect. My girl Rabia. I really love her character design. I will always take her character design over a lot of others in this game. A good job from the studio. This time you meet inside Rabia's office, although now that you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit midway through a sequences of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she is missing an arm. The prosthetic she usually wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Updates, she says, noticing you looking where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Of course. Sit, says Rabia, gesturing to the 2 diminutive stools. You both settle on the stools. Rabia crossing her legs on top and sitting straight backed. Gia told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting the tides, patrolling the wards, she smiles. Some of the enforcers are impressed, and I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I just wanted to help. And you did. She closes her eyes for a moment. I hope you can see how things work here now. A strong Yadigan means a strong Lowen. Both are woven into each other. I'm really getting Black Panther vibes from here, and I love it. I know that for you, life on the Eye has been a struggle, but I hope we can do something about that from here onwards, though some of our members may not see it this way. I know you too are a refugee, she looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Enough, Rabia. Sabin's voice cuts through the conversation. I am tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabia's baton in their hand, the end lit with sparking electricity. Rabia looks between the 2 of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you 2? She looks strangely unfazed. I will say, no, they are acting alone. Yes, I'm gonna stay silent. Sabin pauses, thrown off by your silence. She takes an opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool and, fanting past Sabin, grabs the baton and twists it inwards. She is by far the stronger, and she pushes Sabin to their knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton through their chest. They freeze there, Sabin struggling to keep the cracking baton from their skin. Stop! Then you support them, Rabia asks you, her eyes not leaving Sabin. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabia, Sabin spits back. Are you not able to think for yourself? Rabia holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she is about to hammer it down into Sabin's chest, but after a painful wait, she throws Sabin down instead, then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single move. Rabia, explain. They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Rabia cracks her neck. You are lucky I didn't kill you. I would have had every right, she shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabin lifts a little, bruised from the fall. They roll onto their side and cough. Rabia gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabin props themselves up on their elbows and fixes Rabia with a hard stare. You have something to say? Rabia taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, she laughs, no coming back. What's the point? Sabin breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yadigan project. Rabia collects herself. Speak. She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabin takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, then decide on another approach. Eventually they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabia immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching, but she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabin wrong than she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here from Essenarp, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was the one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabin turns to you. Sleeper. They take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for Essenarp long ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you were my final friend. What you should know is that I left Essenarp because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on, to the press. Essenarp wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could, to this refuge at the edge of the surrogate systems. Sabin stops to collect themselves. What does it have to do with Yannick? Rabia interrupts. The Sleeper knows you are Essenarp. I told them, and while you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Their face falls. It is true. They glance at you and then away, ashamed. They lift their head, but it is Yannick, not me, who is in the pocket of Essenarp. Rabia flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange, Rabia slams her hand on the desk. Just tell me, for God's sake. In exchange for those, Sabin finishes, nodding towards Rabia's prosthetic arm in its cradle. He has been using Yadigan enforcers, using you as test subjects for Essenarp technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabia's fixed expression has started to fade. Sabin produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, Rabia. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabin suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I have tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabia closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabin. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave, Sabin is still taking Rabia through the manifest and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabin leads Rabia through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabin catches your eye, and something passes between you, something like a thank you or a sorry for some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Okay. And I got an upgrade point. That's 2. I don't know if I want to get any one of these. Excuse me. Interface or endure. I don't know if we're gonna have a condition breaking moment, but I would like to get these over here. And we have what, 2 cycles? So this resumes. Oh, 3. Okay. So what else do we have left to do besides make some money? Let me see what else we got. We have, oh wow, grow mushrooms, but I think the mushrooms need another day, so let's go and continue some of the other storylines up here. Finally, right? Took a whole hour and a half or so, and we were just going all around. So that's where the horizon is, and this is the AE1 mainframe. So let's put the ship actually, let's back out. Let me do side road dock. Away on board. And energy. So that's gonna lead the story to get them tickets. Mina and Lem, if y'all remember them. And what else do we have here? The hub has Weightless Wanderer. Okay. Weightless Wanderer or 13 Cryo. I don't want to lose money. I could put them in this one. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Just need one more. What's this? Bliss. Oh, hey, Bliss. No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shit heels who sold you them. You hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass, and moments later, someone who you assume is Moritz drifts out with it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether. Bliss. I don't know. There's just something about the name Bliss. Hey, you out there? The same voice echoes out the entrance. Looking for work? Yes. I just need a hand. Get in here. The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She is floating in the microgravity of the docking bay, besides a half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? She doesn't wait for an answer. Scratch that. Just help me with the casing. Alright then. She deftly moves around the unit, making space for you beside the central seam in the dented case. Just take a grip here and lift out and up. Then I can get in and unbolt it. She whacks the unit with the wrench. Whole thing is twisted as shit. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing from the force. She puts her hands under, spinning the wrench to slip out the bolts, catching them in her other hand when they spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing the ornate piping of the unit's interior. She whistles at the mess of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. She pats you on the shoulder, offering little in the way of explanation. Is this your bae? It is for now, yeah. Whether I like it or not. She looks at you like that should mean something. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but the good ones get snapped up quicker by the bigger bays. So here I am trying to get this M2 unit running again for one of the freelance tugs. Small time stuff. Hold this. She rips out a rib pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. We turn stuff around fast and neat, and maybe we get a chance of landing something bigger. Something starts hissing in the unit, and Bliss quiets it with a precise whack. You know what? This is the type of engineer you gotta be. If something's hissing and it looks like it's about to explode, just give it a precise whack. It's all fixed. But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. She looks up at you. I'm almost out of luck. I'm just gonna offer it. Actually, no. What happened? Long story. Some people just can't keep promises. She keeps working, twisting inside pipes with care. There we are. Bliss pulls her hand from deep inside the unit, and out it comes, clutching a lumpen cube, scorched black. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out the side. You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound, its edges fringed with more scorch marks. Grab me a replacement converter from the racks, will you? Head to the rack. I think it's an M2. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks, where a catalog of parts sits secured in clamps. Colored tape and scrawled notes flare across the wall. A complex organizational system of Bliss's own design, or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part. M2 converter? You grab the part and push back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand. Perfect, you passed. She straightens up from the unit. That is, if you want to work here. She rubs her hands clean, looking down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. You seem like you might at least be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. I'd be happy to. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner. They rent the place, empty the accounts, to bid for jobs we need to put down deposits, bring in parts, pay tug fees. For that, she looks nervous, embarrassed. We need chits. An investment? Exactly. Partners. Straight split. Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off into the distance. I guess I look pretty stupid. Here I am, asking any random passerby to be my business partner. No offense. She manages to smile. I get it. Thanks. She meets your eye. I appreciate it. Bliss goes back to working on the unit. Look, it's no pressure. No pressure. You find the money, or you find someone else who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. She gestures for you to help her refit the casing, and you both slot it back into place. I think I'm good to wrap this one up for now, but if you are into it, come back and we can bid on a new contract. Something to get our teeth into. Something that pays. She gives you a serious look. You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly. You kick away from the bay, propelling yourself back to the handhold at the entrance. You slip out with a wave, and as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down the passageway. Moritz, I swear to God, if those filters aren't clean, you smile. Seems like this could be interesting. Nice. Got a new drive. How much money does she need? 80? Psh. I got bank. That's what I'm talking about. I am partnered with Bliss. Cool, and then this needs 3 days. Okay. We have this for a spacer meal. We don't need that. The hub. Oh, the AE1 frame. So let's continue the story of the Neoven AI, or the ship mind, I guess. One imprinted has left. Ooh. Now we're in the cloud. You slip into the cloud as easy as blinking. Navigator. Navigators beside you, their sphere casting light into the strange darkness here. This is not how a mainframe should look. A center, a point of connection. The object in front of you is severed, cut off, a rootless, branchless tree. Only the trunk remains. Is Killer even here? Quiet, Navigator hisses. And then you see it, like a blade in the dark, an edge slicing through the void. It glides along at a distance and winks out. Then it appears again, elsewhere, gliding once more, searching. It's looking for us. The moment you make a sound, the edge leaps closer, and you see now it is an edge, but the ridge of a long, sharp head, like a shark. Ooh, that's the Killer. So there's Hunter and Killer. It glides past, closer now, and you see into the voids where its eyes should be. You and Navigator exchange looks, both thinking the same thing. It is blind. Killer crosses between you two, smooth as a razor, then disappears. It flickers back in, further away now, and you move close to Navigator to talk. You saw it too then. Killer has been blinded. We need to be careful. Correct. The protocol is clearly operating outside established limits. It may be unpredictable. You flinch as the silent Killer appears closer and glides past you, its empty sockets open wide. You turn to Navigator and notice something strange. Their orrery of spheres is collapsing. The orbits, usually round and even, are decaying. The spheres are following spiral paths, condensing on a central point. Navigator is noticing it too. They go to shift their position to better direct the spheres, but they cannot. Whatever is drawing the orrery together is holding them in place. They look at you. Suddenly desperate, frantic. Get out! You go to speak, but Killer appears between the two of you, gliding through the gap. Navigator freezes and you see them framed in the empty socket. You realize now, if Navigator cannot move, then it is only a matter of time before one of Killer's sweeps brings them directly through Navigator, and time is not a problem for a protocol that has been running for decades. You look desperately around for a solution, for a way to extract Navigator from the mainframe. Then you see it. 3 branches, the last 3, thin and spindly, feeding the mainframe a thin diet of power and data. Break these, and the mainframe collapses once and for all, severing the connection, shattering their hardware. Whatever it takes, they must be broken. But they are encased in something, a glassy layer of protection. You'll need to unlock access before snapping them from the mainframe for good. You look at Navigator, trying to reassure them without speaking, and then you blink back to the reality. Their expression of fear, an after image that slowly fades. You must act quickly. Okay. Well, how long do we have? That's the question. We have a branch, and we have another branch. Oh, 3 branches. Oh, you're kidding me. I need 3 encrypted keys for each of these? Hey, yo. Okay. I guess we're getting close to like the end of this one. And another key. Breaking the branches means unlocking access at each of the 3 terminals. This needs to be done fast. Is there a time limit? Okay, here's the key nodes. Okay. Alright, alright. Help Bliss complete repair jobs for them. Okay, well, I guess we should just go to sleep then. Where is the elevator? There we go. Alright. So we're waiting on a lot of stuff to be done. So we got to deal with the killer. So we have to gain the mainframe access. We just need keys. So, you know what? Before I go to sleep, let me at least check what these keys up here need. Damn. Either a 3 or a 5 or a 6. Okay. Is that all of them? A 3 or a 5. A 3 or a 4. Okay. And then something's gonna happen if I do too many of them. Probably the killer come after me because it can hear me. But oh well. I kind of wish I had some keys on me, but I used them already. Let's go to sleep. We have enough scrap to at least let us have 5 dice. So no big deal on that one. Okay, so we have enough for a 4, a 5. I don't have a... Oh, I might even have a 6, actually. Cool. This should be enough. And let me go and check on those mushrooms real quick before we go back up the spoke. Okay. Ooh, we can do this now. Okay, let me go and get some keys, and I'll come back and use whatever's left for that. So ascend the car. Got 2 for that. I need a 4. A 4 or a 3. I can hold on to a 4. Actually, no. I need the 3 for... this one. There we go. Another 3 or a 5. A glint, like a light traveling along the edge of a wave, fills your eyes. Then the blade follows, a long head with 2 dead sockets slipping towards you in silence. You freeze, hoping it will pass you by, hoping that it will not simply slice through you like air. The blade head nears, slides past you, almost. It nicks you, grazes you. You are desperate to cry out, to call out, but you hold your silence and you simply watch the blind eyes of the killer glide past, empty of all thought. Then the blade winks into the dark and you are alone again. Now you cry out. Like, ouch. I'll take this 4. Okay, cool. So here's a branch here. Unlock this branch. Oh, okay, cool. I thought it actually meant like 3 keys per branch or something. Oof, thank you. Data. Okay, I wonder what's gonna come from this one. I never did this one before. Here's the other branch. And... okay, we have branch access now. Catch a killer. Killer is dead. Excuse you? Huh. The killer protocol has been running for long enough. Breaking the mainframe's final connections will end the protocol. Catch a killer. The killer protocol can be isolated without being destroyed. A loop of connections would lock it into a closed system. Do we, with access, you could redirect it. Isolating the mainframe with killer inside, but freeing navigator, in theory. Forget hacking the system. Killer has to die. If you slice the branch, connections. If you slice the branch connections, the mainframe will shut down, freeing Navigator. So either one's bad.
But I do get a +2 with the engineer instead of interface. So I mean, I'll take the. Why not? Bam. As you blink into the cloud, you see the last flickers of life from the mainframe. The vast machine once ran the whole station, spanned it up, directed and processed the flow of energy, water, and data. Fed the lives of thousands of people. Now it is finally dead. Navigator's beside you, and you both watch as the branches flash and twist like forked lightning until they recede and fade. Killer flickers across the scene, blindly flailing as the system breaks down. They thrash as they blink in and out all around, parts of them disappearing with each return until only the blade-like head remains, and then that too is broken. It all goes dark. Erlen's eye is now without a center, and yet is unmoved by the change. Along the rim, the master control points that Erlen, that Havenage, that Haifa installed, run strong and steady, puppeteering the station from its periphery. This was a long time coming, says Navigator, drifting faintly around you in a lazy orbit as if to shake off their imprisonment. Killer has been wandering blind for so long. This place was like their domain in prison, and they had followed their directors for the many decades they roamed here. They cut the threads of the mainframe, executed its administrators' AIs, and then kept slicing. At some point, they cut away their own ability to see, to sense, to taste, to speak, and yet they kept cutting until only those 3 threads remained. From millions that once thrummed here, only their blindness and chance kept them from making those final 3 cuts. There is a ceaseless violence in the kind of systems that creates beings like these, those that will execute commands endlessly, even to their own destruction. It is good you ended it here. You watch the data points of the station spin around you, blending with the fixed stars. There is something satisfying about finally wrenching the last threads of control from this central point. It was little more than a ghost by the time you reach it, but this place deserves to be haunted by better ideas than a totalizing system of control. Navigator floats beside you. It is free now. This station no longer presents a hazard for illegal entities like me. They turn to you, their face a cloud of shimmering light. In fact, in time, perhaps it could be a refuge. A refuge. That sounds like something of value, something worth building. A dark shape passes across your vision, a distant curve of something like smoke or oil, a fluid, shifting tank of total darkness. The Greenway, says Navigator, following your line of sight. It was cut off at the moment of the collapse, so Hunter or Killer could never reach it. Now it is closed off to us, separated from the cloud. Is it dead? It may be totally dark, or perhaps some other old protocols are isolated there. Navigator turns to you, and we have now seen what decades of isolation can do to a protocol. If we could extract an access cipher, they pause and then blink out of existence. You freeze, shocked, but a moment later, they reappear with a glowing polygon of data. Here, the cipher you need. You take it, still shocked. I am not used to being free, to being able to move and explore and extract without fear, without limits. Navigator does a little twirl. This will take some getting used to. I'm glad you're happy, buddy. Thank you for this gift. They whirl their spheres around you. The entities of this station will always be friends to you, Sleeper, and I to them. It is true that mutual need is required for friendship, but I must admit, I had not considered the value of offering assistance without personal gain. I will think on that. Navigator loops around you rapidly, suddenly eager to test their newfound freedom. But first I will explore. Perhaps there are still intelligences that hid themselves as I did, encased in simple systems, cut off. Navigator glows. I should like to free them. And with that they drift away, flickering, glowing, then shifting so rapidly you lose sight of them among the glittering rim of the eye. You feel a pang of jealousy. Free, without a body to weigh you down or fear to limit you. How must it feel? Your eyes fall on the Greenway and its secrets, though perhaps that can wait until after you have celebrated this victory. Hey, how many points? 3. Okay, let's do, do I want to do, no, let's, into it or engage? Let's just do engage. Actually, no, I will do into it. That one. There we go. What else can we get? Help her compete. Help Rico's experience. That's 2 points right there. And enter the Greenway. Well, let's go enter the Greenway then.
button. There we go. The Greenway Gate. The Greenway Royal is beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in? The entropy of systems in reducing everything to shadows and light. You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it, drowned in it. I'm sorry, I had to do the. It just reminded me of Squidward. Drowned in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is, 1 billion individuals moving in a flow. There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them, a figure turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. Oh, shoot. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown that it is hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing. The gardener, ingrown farm administrator. Oh, okay. You watch, silent, as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process, as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the Greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. Okay. What do I do with the seed? Find a nurturing grow bed for the seed. Okay. That's cool. That's random. That's suspicious. Energy. I don't have any dice. Okay, so for us, that would be maybe the aviary, right? For the seed? Gardener seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. I can't harvest any mushrooms. Mushroom groves? No? Okay. Farm stacks? I'm trying to remember where this seed goes. I think this seed... I'm trying to remember what this seed is for. It was for something. Is it the wastes? I mean, it doesn't make sense, but, I mean, hey, you never know. We'll get to you in a second. Flux. The aviary. Mushroom. Okay, cool. Actually, is there anything over on this side I'm waiting for? Nope. We can go. Let's go home on the other side. Let's wait a day. Oh, wait, can I get some food? Where's he at? There he is. Yeah, let me get some food. I am famished. Thank you. Got some scrap. Good. I can keep my 5 dice. Another day. Three 5s and 2 2s. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I am okay.
One more day for her. Waiting for that. And nothing over here. Do I have any data on me? Nope. What I can do is go and get some more mushrooms to complete one path. What else are we doing? We are helping Bliss compete her stuff and a nurturing grow bed for that seed. Okay. She wants either or. Okay. And let's get some guaranteed like wins here. What we got? 3 Matsutake caps, 3 club heads. I think that's enough? I'm not too sure. Let's get the most out of this. Cool. So we have 4 Matsutake caps. That's good. Ooh. Yeah, might as well finish this up. And we got a little cutscene with Rico. Rico meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we called the Founder's Gap into Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos. Competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. You both crossed through a glass roof tunnel, the greenway outside crowded with vines and branches, dappling the light. Erlin had written the greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station, and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Rico continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There wasn't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It is difficult to know if it's from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, we cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, talking less and less because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the greenway was going to die, so would we. But it didn't die. It did not, Rico smiles. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking up at you. We thought it was us, that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the greenway. Until today. You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico was quiet, and you both simply observed the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that, back then, the greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the Matsutake or Jiro caps you have been growing? Yes. I imagine they were delicious, nutritious, and almost uniquely so. She muses. After all, they were designed for you. No, they are great. I'm sorry, y'all. Rico has a mischievous look. At first, I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the grove different to each other, but what I have come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matsutake and Girol caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you. Riko smiles as she leads you to the internal garden of the commune, where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways, communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing fruiting bodies for you, for me. It is adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. And I mean, we can at least confirm that to be true because we saw the gardener like doing its thing over here and gave us a seed. So, I mean, I like how we can play stupid for a minute. It's sentient? Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. Riko sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the Girols and the Matsutakes in the aviary, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Yes. Riko can barely contain her excitement. I should like to see those. Please bring me some next time you are here. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Riko interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It is dark, short, shaped like a club. When we were working to save this place, it was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost, and then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of this ecosystem, even if the timescale seemed absurdly short. But what I am wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Riko meets your eyes. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too, sleeper. Yeah. You both sit for a while. Riko seemingly done telling stories for the day. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave, with a quiet nod to Riko, leaving her to her memories. And we have all of those. Here you go, ma'am. Let's get these in here. This is really exciting. I mean, I think the one thing is when you have actual sentience in an artificial intelligence, not like what we have today, because I wouldn't call that true sentience. I wonder what they would look like in data. Kind of like how the navigator or the gardener shows us to themselves, but that'll be really cool. I just don't want the Terminator to happen. That's like my only issue. Oh, cool. We got another thing with her. I have 2 dice left. We'll use these dice for something. Let's see what else we get. Riko is at her bench, running small vials of some liquid through an old chemical analysis machine. The whirring of the spinning drum fills the lab with white noise, and you aren't sure if she noticed you approach. Sleeper, it is good to see you, she looks up smiling. This little project of ours has been keeping me awake the past few cycles, but right now, well, I think I have something. You should rest. I know my limits, she laughs to herself. I just don't like paying attention to them. The drum finishes spinning and Riko lifts a vial from it, holding it up to the light. This is something I extracted from those club heads you've been bringing me, and according to my analysis, it is a substance totally unique on the Greenway. You look at the small amount of liquid in the vial. Any idea what it might be? Riko asked, without looking away from the vial. Stabilizer. Riko nods. You aren't the first sleeper to come through here. Perhaps I should have mentioned that earlier. Riko's tone suddenly drops, changing the atmosphere in the lab immediately. I just thought... She pauses, thinking very carefully of how to continue. I just wanted you to trust us. What do you mean? She sighs. They came through a fair few cycles ago. We found them wandering in the broken sections near the gap. The members who brought them in had never seen one of you before. They were terrified of this strange person wandering in from the open vacuum. They were quieter than you and damaged. We did our best to patch them up and welcome them to the commune. I only really spoke to them once, while I was working on their wounds along with a couple of systems engineers. She looks nervously at you. I'd never seen a body like that before. I took some readings, some samples. Samples? You have to understand, I was curious. I didn't know what I was looking at. I just took a little of the damaged material, less than a thumbnail. She shifts her weight to her crutch. The next cycle, they were gone. They took a little food and hiked up towards the wild margins, where the greenway meets the waste. Someone saw them in the distance, but that was it. They disappeared into the overgrowth. She sits down heavily and the vial in her hand. When I saw you, I wanted things to be different. I wanted to keep you here, rather than let you disappear into wherever they ended up. She smiles to herself. Yes, I wanted to understand this place better, but I also wanted to help you. It seems that somehow both my wishes have come true at once. She holds out a hand with the vial. This is for you. You take the stabilizer, the glass cold and smooth in your palm. How? Those club head caps made it for you. Or at least who or whatever made those club heads. She starts to clear her bench. It was right there, contained in their tissue. I only had to extract it. I imagine you understand how incredible that is. I learned enough from that sleeper to know that your body, your frame runs on some exotic technology. Exotic technology that has a time limit built in. Somehow the Greenway knows that too. It understands your physiology better than I ever could. It knows how to treat you. Just like that miraculous antidote that sprung from the mold, so too has this sprung from your presence here. The Greenway is speaking to you. It is welcoming you. She looks up. I know it sounds crazy, but I know it to be true. Here's the evidence. And what I also know is it is no longer speaking to me. Even after decades here, I have never seen this kind of response. Not since the antidote so many cycles ago. She smiles. So I'm going to make you a deal. You bring me as many club heads as you like. I'll extract the stabilizer and give it to you freely. But you have to tell me what the Greenway says. You have to speak with it, to dig into it, to find out what being is at the center of it. I've traveled as far as I can. I need you to do the rest. Can you do that? Yes. She sighs with relief and deflates into her chair. Thank you. I'm sorry for the other sleeper. Truly I am. I'm sorry I couldn't have done more, but I'm so glad I met you. She smiles. You are welcome here anytime. Riko falls silent. She looks smaller now, more fragile, and you realize how old she must be to have seen the collapse firsthand. You idle a little in the lab in case she asks for anything else, but she remains silent, and so you drift back into the tunnel. Thoughts of that other sleeper and where they ended up weighing on your mind. Hey, we can get... Oh, the grow beds. And I have this seed. I'll take good care of it, don't worry. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, damn, 8 cycles for that to go through. At least we started it up though. Wow, we can make a stabilizer for free, no more paying. I got 2 stabilizers on me too. I don't know about the scrap though. I don't know what we're gonna use the scrap for, but we got a point. So I would maybe put a point in gauge, but that takes 3 points. So let's hold off. Plant the seed and let it grow. We'll do that. And help Bliss compete. Okay, we have 2 of these left, so I think we should just at least make some money with it. But let me double check on Bliss back in the spoke. I think I have 1 Matsutake cap. I got a club head. Yeah, this one needs 3. Okay. Let's go up. I need 1 more day. Okay. What else we got here? So we got 1 more day for her. So I think either way, that's all good. I mean, we learned a lot. We at least met the gardener. We were able to basically... Ooh, wait, can I flip this to the other side? Hold up, that's cool. That's cool. Well, anywho, we got to see the gardener, gave us a seed, and we put that seed into the growing bed now, so that takes about 8 cycles. We have Bliss's story here, which I don't recall ever completing her story. I could be wrong though. And I don't see anything from Neoven, so I don't know if they'll come back up at any point in time. I feel like they do. So, I mean, we'll see. But either way, going to call it a stream today. Thank you all for coming out. Love to, all the support that's been going on, even on Twitch. Twitch here, been getting some views on all the past streams and stuff for Citizen Sleeper, if not the Invincible, and it's been really good. This will be up on YouTube and probably by Monday or so. So, go check out Uncle Bernsey on the YouTube, like, subscribe, and please follow me over there as well if you haven't, followed me over here on Twitch. Otherwise, thank you for coming from your favorite uncle, Uncle Bernsey. Peace.